Hello, I wanted to share a spiritual practice on how to think about what's going on right now in Palestine and in Israel. Um, Over the last few weeks, I have shared calls from the United Nations, from Doctors Without Borders, from UNICEF, from almost every human rights group that you can imagine. And you know how the whole world practically is calling for a ceasefire so that food, medicine, water, electricity can get into Gaza and we can bury the dead, we can mourn the dead, we can feed the people who are being starved out as they're being bombed. But I want to try a spiritual practice, which is that simple idea of shifting out of an egoic perspective where we only look at the world through our own eyes. And so, if you have come from a background in which your own position has been unequivocally, without consideration, I stand with Israel. Here's the spiritual practice. Imagine for 1 second, if you would, if there were 3,500 Israeli children, astaghfirullah, God forbid, who were killed, if schools, temples, mosques, churches, hospitals, refugee centers were being mercilessly bombed, if more than half of the journalists who were even covering that massacre were slaughtered, if groups who have spent their entire life providing humanitarian aid, like UNICEF and Oxfam, are saying, never in our life have we ever seen a humanitarian crisis on this scale. And if that was happening to you, what would you like to see? Would you not be pleading with the world to stop this insanity, stop this violence, stop this cruelty? I think you would. I think if there's a shred of humanity left in us, when you see children whose parents are writing their names on their arms and their legs so that if they are blown to smithereens, people know who they were. We would be looking not just for a middle way, but a higher way which says no to hate, no to bigotry, no to bombs, no to violence, no to occupation, no to degradation, and says yes, yes to a future in which Arab, Christian, Arab, Muslim, Palestinians, and Jews live side by side with full dignity, full equality, and a full set of rights. That's the future we have to work for. And it begins with an end to genocide, an end to bombing, an end to ethnic cleansing, and perhaps engaging in a spiritual practice where we shift out of our own self-centered, self-righteous perspective and we come to imagine things from someone else's point of view can be an aid towards that, inshallah.